The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned. Something about foot fungus.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Corruption Crew. I feel like we haven't done this in forever because we kind of haven't. First of all, Sirenscape is super rad. They're $22 every other month or so for their sci-fi, fantasy, and board game soundtracks. Right now we're listening to Nebula because it's super cool, and I'm mad at the Cyberpunk one because it kept turning the sirens back on me last week. Yeah. We cannot do that, please, Sirenscape. So, last time we played, does anybody want to recap if anybody remembers at all what was happening?
I volunteer that the RDM does that.
Okay, cool. So, last we left off, you guys had met with the party planner, who had introduced himself as Panache Hill. You guys went and explored the parade floats and decided what your plans would be during said parade. I believe the plan was that Gruk was going to turn into a giant laser corgi. Cyberus is supposed to be manning a t-shirt cannon / real cannon. And I'm not entirely sure Demona decided where she would be. I believe Onyx was just going to be as far away from Susan as absolutely possible. You guys also...
Passion's being passionate out front.
Yeah. 3 of the crew, Gruk, Onyx, and Cyberus actually made their way to the Arachnid Library, the home of the curious Saege, and spoke with him about learning different things, perhaps about learning more about that Tear of a Neverborn that Gruk's been holding on to, and possibly where to find others that might know more about corruption. As well as restoring Onyx's corruption. So I want to say you guys spent several hours there. Oh yes, and that was the other thing. Passion wrote a text that she did not have the will to send, and asked Tomo to push a button for her. So I'll say that you guys have now sort of gathered back up at the end of the evening. Gruk and Cyberus. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I can't stop yawning. You have returned from your day at the library. And Passion, you make your way back home with a absolutely gigantic pile of clothing for Chewie and other miscellaneous crap. What do you guys want to do?
I don't have any plans, so just hang out, I guess.
Okay.
I need to coordinate with a few people for the parade. So Demona would probably just walk off and do her own thing. Probably head to the club.
You guys had also talked about getting a meeting with Susan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we talked about it for to give her information about, I can't remember what though. You're gonna give her information about something, but my brain will not let me remember what information.
Probably the Circle of Night.
Yes, the Circle of Night. Oh yeah. Also, the fact that Passion knows. Tell her about the fact that Passion knows has met 2 of the members of Circle of Night now.
Yeah. And I believe we had scheduled that you were gonna said that she would meet with you in the morning.
I believe so.
So Demona, you were heading to the club?
Yes.
Okay. When you get there, the section that is the club, they're currently building out, and they're at the point where they're like laying the floor now, and it's starting to actually look like something rather than just the concrete box. You're seeing like the floor the flooring is down, windows are in and everything, and you can see out on the like loading dock area they're pulling in the furniture and stuff.
I cannot wait to have my own couch like Arya Talok from Mass Effect.
In the separate, in the attached building that sort of like shares the wall there, is where the actual headquarters is. And when you walk in there, the first like entryway area, do you have any idea how you want to describe what this looks like?
The base?
Actually, yeah.
I would assume that it would be different depending on the floors that you've got. R&D obviously is going to look a little bit more sterile white, except for all the messes and chemicals. The armory portion, obviously more heavy metal gray and steel. Effectively just as much of a military base as you would have in a place like Radix and specifically Del Diablo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So like the main entryway floor doesn't actually look like much. It mostly looks like a storage area, just because this is another level to like the front, separating this from the club. But you easily enough make your way to what looks like a door that would lead to like a maintenance hatch where like you would get to like the boiler and everything, that leads to a set of stairs that go down.
So you're telling me my own base has a secret door to get to the base?
Yes.
I love it.
Because it's butt up against the club, any drunk idiot could sort of just walk through there, so they want to make sure that there's the double layer of protection. And the first thing you see when you walk in is a group of individuals that are just sort of sitting around, chatting and playing cards, and sort of look up. Oh, so you're the boss, I guess, yeah? It looks like 3 soldiers. One is a half-orc and the other 2 are humans, with like buzz cut and large guns, and the one has like a series of knives strapped fucking everywhere. So, you get a job for us, or you just stopping by to see how things are going?
Both. Have a demonstration I'd like to hire you for.
Oh. I mean, I wouldn't say performance is really our expertise, but we can manage.
Showing off and promoting our guild. I'm sure you can show off.
That we can do, yeah. The guy with all the knives pulls one out and starts doing like twirls with it and everything. So what were you thinking?
We'll need some on bikes, others like yourself for the demonstrations and performances. Most we'll need for a little bit of guarding, a little bit of actual work.
Are you expecting some kind of attack on the parade?
It's Del Diablo. Attack is almost assured.
I mean...
As mercenaries, it's bad not to prepare.
Understandable, yeah. It's not normal. Like, the burners are kind of a one-off. I mean, I don't know how long you've been here, but I kind of grew up here, like... That stuff... Nobody from outside is... no one from outside has really, like, acted against Del Diablo in... Well, as long as I can remember, or my folks can remember. But I guess that's what we're here for. Show those vaccine idiots that they don't have anything to that can stand up against us, right?
Exactly. Coordinate with Ademska.
Will do. And speaking of him, you actually hear his voice further into the complex, down where you know the weapons room would be.
Sorry, was getting a drink of water. Yeah, I would definitely head towards him. I need to coordinate some very specific things for the parade.
Okay.
Some things that I don't exactly want to give away before we have the parade, if you remember.
Okay. Maybe send me a quick private message and remind me, because I'm a moron. It's been a while. But he's mostly just going through and ordering people to move boxes and crates around of different things, with supplies of like healing kits for just in case shit goes sideways, various different basic weaponries, a handful of like heavy weapons, that sort of thing. Sort of sees you. So I heard we have a job, yeah?
Yes. Will be guarding and performing during the parade.
Okay, yeah. We can potentially find some folks that can help with that.
Some should be reaching out. Others will need to be contacted.
Okay. Sure thing. We'll keep an ear out. What about you? Have you actually met with this benefactor yet? Kai, I think you said their name was?
Da, but no meeting. He's invested. Will come by.
Okay.
But no actual meeting yet.
Alright. Well, keep us posted. Anything you need me to do? Other than this, and he just gestures to the entire building.
Mostly this.
Okay. Yeah. And he gets back to work. Is there anything else you'd like to do here?
Well, since I remember that we've tested the speaker system before, I definitely want to go take a perch in the bar or whatever's set up as the club and just listen to the tunes while I try and get everything coordinated.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can do that for a while.
And I have to stop using the word coordinated so much because I'm starting to sound like Garrus with calibrated.
Gonna go calibrate the engines.
I'm gonna go coordinate an armed robbery. I mean, kind of getting to that point.
I'm gonna coordinate the engines.
Yeah, really.
So, unless there's anything else the rest of you would like to do, I'll say you guys can take your long rest. And
You know what? Before my long rest, fuck it. Why not? I'm gonna go up to Passion's room, and I'm gonna go to the main pot plant that started it all, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants and go, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh no! Now we have a plant talking plant. Jesse can be jealous at Bud. Make it speak like a surfer bro.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck this spell does. Does it?
I can just talk with it. It explains it in the thing. Concentrate 1 hour.
I love Cat's response. What the fuck does this spell do? Lets you talk to plants.
I mean,
and plants can talk back to me. And only me.
To be fair, Callie pulled it in Scotty's Mists of Kryn's Valley game.
Yeah.
She has talk with animals on all the time.
Well, Speak with Plants is totally different from Speak with Animals, because plants are even more foreign in the sense of, like, how they perceive the world. They don't really have nerves to have eyeballs to see.
smell with their tumblers. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey, how's it hanging?
Be good.
And how do you think about your current accommodations?
Alright. Wish I was closer to the window.
Oh, that could probably be arranged. I'll let Passion know. Passion's the one that takes care of you. She's very nice.
That one.
I have to ask, how do you feel about us
Right?
picking? How do you feel about us picking off your flowers?
I mean, it's how I make children, yeah?
Yeah.
Just don't do too much. I like existing.
I have to ask, do you have a name?
Why would I need a name?
You don't need a name. I was just curious if you had one. Do you want one?
Sure. What do you think my name should be?
Well, that's an up to me to decide. Passion!
It's that evening, so Passion would probably be home.
Passion's probably in her room right now. Just like
Can you not?
just gives Gruk a weird look. What?
If you could give this a name, what would you give it?
Pointing to a pot plant.
In character
Sorry,
reaction and out of character reaction.
I swallowed wrong there, but she's kind of gives Gruk a weird look.
I was thinking Cheech.
All right, that's fine with me.
She says Cheech is good. I say to Cheech.
Where
I
is
was
my
really
extra?
confused for a second because I heard quiche, like the egg dish.
No, Cheech. Like Cheech and Chong.
That makes
All
more
right.
sense.
I was
Less
thinking
funny.
Diesel, but I don't really see you as being very I don't know.
Also,
That seems a little
ally
too
now.
industrial. You know what I mean?
Also, in my ally section on my character sheet, Cheech, the pot plant.
Yeah.
Well, I can see you just want to chill, so I'll let you to it, and I just kind of like move him over towards the window a little more.
Okay.
Them. Oh, one more quick thing.
Nice.
Hopefully this doesn't offend you. Are you a boy or a girl? Because there actually are gender differences in plants.
There are. Actually, no. I can tell you what gender it would be.
It would be
because-
female, right?
Because, yep. Because male pot plants aren't as aren't as good for that. Fun fact I learned actually a couple weeks ago from my parents who are growing their own pot plants because it's legal here.
Dun-dun-dun.
That. Though it doesn't really care too much about pronouns because it's
Yeah.
a weed plant.
Yeah, I was about to say every plant you talk to, I just imagine is always high. You know, it doesn't have to be pot. It could just be
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the grass or whatever. All right. Well, I'll leave it to it, Cheech. And I make a little name tag in Druidic that says Cheech on the little plot. So, and underneath it in parentheses, in common, Cheech.
Nice.
And that's all I'll do before the long rest. Get a little RP in there.
So, that evening, you guys take your long rest, awake in the morning. Seems calm, quiet. Though Passion, there is a text waiting for you.
What does she have planned today? Like, what is today? What are we supposed to do today?
Today you have a meeting with Susan, but it's not until like 11.
All right, she's
So
gonna
it's
hold
up to
off.
you at what point she would wake up.
She probably would wake up at about 9 o'clock ish, and see the message there and not open it up yet, because she doesn't want to leave it on red. And she also doesn't want to deal with the response before going to see Susan.
Valid. Okay. Anything the rest of you guys would like to do with your morning before you guys go meet with Susan?
Yeah, I talk.
Let her know
We don't have to RP this, but I can't speak with plants again. I talk with all the plants in the building.
Oh my god.
Just be like, hey, good morning.
Yes. Okay. Does it
How
let
can you
speak
ever
to-
eat a plant again?
You don't cast speak with plants when you eat them.
Plants eat other plants. Animals eat other plants, and animals eat
Did you hear
animals.
about that, Vex?
What?
Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't. Let's hear about this. I didn't know about this. I didn't know
That
this.
happened in our Baltimore by Night, our vampire game. My friend Alex, bless his heart. We go to this like Elysium club. It's like a club for vampires, and they're like, "Cool, what do you have?" And everybody else is like, "Well, I'll have that sexy girl over there to chew on." And he's like, "I only feed from animals." So they gave him a chicken, and he's like holding the chicken, and then he looks at his character sheet, and he's like, "I could talk to animals." So then he talks to it, and then he's like, "Well, wait a minute. I was gonna eat it, but I'm talking to it." But I was gonna eat it, but they already gave it to me, so I guess I should eat it. Just struggled for a half an hour before just miming breaking this chicken's neck and eating it and drinking it like a fucking Slurpee. And then missed the next session.
Cracked it like those fucking freezies.
Yes! And then next session, he wasn't there, so we just were like, yeah, no, he just had an existential crisis because he talked to his food.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Gruk is to plants what Disney princesses are to wild animals.
Oh, and I can talk to animals too.
Gruk is just a Disney princess.
Hilariously, he's worse at talking to animals. Well, no, you don't have that anymore because you're not technically a Trog anymore.
Well, yeah, but I also have the spell.
Yeah. He used
I
to have the
never
thing
used
that
the Trog
could-
thing because the Trog thing was really dumb.
Yeah, you used it like twice, maybe.
Yeah, as a do. Just to be like, hey, look, I used the mechanic.
Yeah.
Oh wait, look, I can do this thing. Now I'll never use it again.
There's a test wave after all. But in any
Yeah.
case, that's how I start my morning. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Also, probably before I say good morning to the plants, I say good morning to Dervito. Morning, Dervito, which is our baby Atiog that's in the basement.
Wow.
I stroke
It
its
just
eye.
makes noise.
I stroke its
not
eye
great
stalk.
at telepathy yet. It can't even speak in like sentences via telepathy, isn't it? Isn't it just images?
Adult ones speak very simple, like 1 or 2 words in common via telepathy.
Okay.
That's adult ones. So, baby ones probably like constantly like wah wah.
Yeah, basically. Just sound and colors, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So who of you wanted to go talk to Susan?
I'll join on that venture. I won't talk with her, but I'll join.
I think Passion even said like I can just go solo if you guys don't want to meet with her.
I'll go.
Especially now that we're our faces are well known. It's probably better we don't go alone to places.
It'll give us
Seth
game
is
to-
like,
Susan.
that's smart. I think Onyx and Tomo are crashed.
Tomo spent the night with the seasonal girls,
Did Demona make
Actually, yeah,
up
no,
business
they-
cards for us?
and I think Onyx is with Lily.
They're both out.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't remember you doing that. You can if you'd like, but
We should put that on our list of things.
There are other ways to promote the guild, especially considering we're mercenaries. We typically take jobs more than we post them. So it's more along the lines of having a specific area where the mercenaries can come to for R&R, for rearming, for things like that, instead of...
How do you get clients?
I was about to say, the business card for most mercs, I would think, would be less of a card and more of a tattoo on your shoulder.
Yeah, do we have like a logo with a...
That's one thing. Have you looked at the magical tattoos in Tasha's? Because I know you have your own special tattoos.
I have not, and I forgot that Demona is actually proficient with creating magical tattoos. I did not take a look at that. I apologize. I will have to do that when I get a chance.
Is that one of the feats that you took? I think we had talked about that at one point.
Yes, that is one of the feats that I took, that I can do magical tattoos. It's just basically after.
I will say for now, Scott, let's stick with the ones that I made.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I recently went through and updated them and everything. And then I'll look at Tasha's as well. Is Tasha's based on the like Unearthed Arcana ones?
I think so. Most of the stuff in there is Unearthed Arcana turned canon.
Okay, because that's where some of the inspiration for mine came from.
They're more treated like magic items, where it's like you attune and then the tattoo appears, kind of thing. Anyway.
Like with a needle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine are more in that it's
Both are valid.
Yeah. Mine come in two different kinds. There's temporary tattoos, which are exactly what they sound like. They're one-use things. They operate a lot like potions. They're more expensive than potions, but the main benefit is that most of them can be activated as a bonus action rather than an action.
How much for like a common magic tattoo that's permanent? Because I would think Demona would probably be like, that's like the first thing the mercs get in her guild. She tattoos them herself.
So
maybe, I don't know. Demona's still here.
Hey, if Demona ever needs someone to do art, to do design, she knows passion.
Can you do my logo?
It's like when your friend knows you're the artist. Like, hey, can you do this thing for me?
Yeah. I'll say like the basic tattoo that is a magical tattoo that like radiates magic, that does a minor thing, would be like 60 gold or so. So there's like the temporary tats, which are the one use and done, and then there's also rune tattoos, which are tattoos that allow you to use. They're more permanent. Like they'll let you use it a couple of times a day, once a day, but you get it back after a long rest. There is the cheapest one for that would be a minor cantrip rune, where you can get it where it can do like dancing lights, control flames, druid craft, stuff like that.
I don't want to put words in Demona's mouth. Demona, would you be doing that kind of stuff for your guild?
That's the thing. Not specifically for the guild at whole. That would be more along the lines of she teaches somebody the specifics of how she wants it done, and then that team can be the ones to actually do the tattooing. There's way too much at Demona's level to work with and worry about than having to tattoo every single freaking merc that happens to walk through her doors.
Okay. So I will say, unless there's anything else you guys would like to go through that morning, I think I said it was 11 o'clock rolls around.
Yeah.
And Passion, you make your way to where you are meeting Susan. And I'm pulling up my Del Diablo document because, like a dummy, I didn't have that open.
I'm gonna turn into a laser corgi crow. It looks just like a laser corgi, same size as laser corgi, but it has crow wings.
Laser crogi.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty awesome. Yeah. No.
Can Cyberus ride you like a skateboard in the sky?
No, I'm corgi sized.
Oh, I thought laser corgis were large.
No, they're actual literal corgis.
Corgi.
Okay, so I need a few.
Yeah, no, I was fusing with a dire wolf, which is large size, to do the big one.
Oh.
I don't think he knows how, HMO1.
Think like Trism, but corgi.
So, you make your way. She had arranged to meet you in one of the conference rooms at the broadcasting station, which is where she works out of mostly. It is Del Diablo News Broadcasting Station. And when you guys, the front desk is manned by a gentleman in a really nice tailored suit, with a AEN glasses sort of thing, over one eye. Can I help you? Oh, I see that I have the group of you on Susan's schedule. Is that right?
Yep.
Tiny little corgi goes, ah!
That is actually adorable. Is that the druid? Is that
Yes. That's Gruk.
Hi, Mr. Gruk?
Nods, sits, puts out a paw.
He shakes your paw.
Okay.
Cannot bark. Would love to bark, but cannot.
Yeah, that's why I'm I was gonna say barks, but I'm like, nope, he caws.
Nope, can't do that. That's a no. And he leads you over to the elevator sorry, I'm looking at the chat and getting distracted because I have the attention span of a goldfish, apparently.
It's a snack that smiles back.
Another thing you eat before
I knew that would break you. I knew that would break you, Cat.
Why are you like that? Why do you do this to me?
Look at the video.
Oh my god.
Never mistakenly pour those into a bowl of milk. It's horrible.
Why would you though?
Because they kind of look like a bowl of cereal.
Basically, think of a massive migraine and very low light.
Yeah. I know this from experience too. I feel you there. Well, especially because I didn't get I used to get the box ones, the actual full box ones, which look exactly like a cereal box and behave exactly like a cereal box.
Yep.
So I remember at 12 in the morning being almost blackout drunk with a headache, pouring myself a bowl of what I thought was cereal and was actually goldfish.
I don't think I have done that one, but I do tend to eat cereal dry, and I have the bad habit occasionally when I have what are the chocolate ones? Cocoa Puffs that look too much like dog kibble. I have not actually eaten dog kibble. However, I've gotten very close to putting it in my mouth before realizing that I need to move that away.
At least it wasn't you accidentally fed Terry Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Cocoa Puffs have such a small amount of chocolate in it. It's not that dangerous, but yeah, no, I wouldn't.
But yeah, no, but the boom booms alone, the smell,
So we're in an elevator going up the conference room?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's just that the super boring music playing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Gruk's a very polite doggo, just sitting there.
When the door opens, there's a woman in black button-up shirt and skirt waiting for you. She's a dark-skinned woman, big poof of curly hair. So you're the heroes of Del Diablo, is that right? Do you have
At your
group
service.
name that you're going by or anything?
I guess that's what everyone's calling us here.
I mean, it's just what I'm calling you now because I don't really have another name for you.
I mean, that's what everyone here is calling us, so that's what we'll accept. Because that is what people want, Cat.
I'm sorry. I just imagined that was Gruk's not opening my mouth sound was, and it almost killed me. Because I just Terry does it occasionally where he'll make a noise without opening his mouth, and it is the cutest and also most annoying and weirdest noise I've ever heard come from a dog. Anyway, so if you'll come right in, she's over here in the conference room.
All right. Yep, that'll head in.
I waddle
she
in.
opens the door for you, and it The conference room opens to just a entirely glass wall, and you can see for miles in the city, and the city stretches forever, it seems like. She should be in just a moment.
All right. Passion's gonna take a seat.
Are there snacks or drinks?
I can get you guys coffee or water or tea or anything.
Tea would be nice.
Yes, I'll have some.
Okay, I'll get you guys tea.
Huh.
Did Demona go with them?
I don't think so. But...
Considering everything else that's in the planning stages, not in this one, especially since Passion said she was going to take over anyways.
Okay.
I mean, let's be honest. If it's talking with people, generally Passion takes over with this group.
Well, to be fair, Demona's the only one that's trying to get in on the hierarchy, so the
I mean,
political implications there, she may have chosen to go, but this is for a parade and not exactly a favor, so...
I mean, this is about filling her in. This actually probably could have been favor related. This isn't about the parade. This is about us giving her information about the Circle of Night.
We're doing her a favor.
Yeah.
You can change it and say that you're there if you want a bit.
Mm.
We can FaceTime you in.
But
Be a pretty power move.
FaceTime. A few moments later, she comes back with a tray with a hot, teapot and cups and little bags of tea and whatnot. And as soon as she turns around to leave, she opens the door and Susan walks in. And she's the same. I can see. Human woman, short, shoulder-length brown hair, wearing a skirt suit. Sort of walks in. So, good morning. I believe you all said that you had some news for me? And she pulls out a little notepad and sits down across from Passion.
Yes. Well, I'm sure. Have you heard about the massive data leak that happened around everywhere?
We have heard some of that. We do have our world is a little bit more tenuous here in Del Diablo than it may be in the cities that you all hail from, but we did gather some information.
Because we found who the Anarchist had been working for, which is the Circle of Night. And they are a rather large group.
Do you know what their intent is, other than to turn the rest of the world against our city?
I don't think it said anything in there about that, right, Kat, if I remember properly?
Something about the eye. They want to either open it all the way, I think.
Oh yeah, no, I do remember it being saying something about that, yeah.
There might be people waiting on the other side to come through once it's open more.
Passion.
So.
Passion, Sammy, all of the people that went into U.S. Mind.
Yes.
Heard the individual that beat the shit out of him, who you later learned was called the Tyrant, say that Del Diablo was part of his plan. That he needed Del Diablo so that he could remake the world.
Yeah, Passion will fill Susan on that and just say, the person who killed the Ranger Prime wants to use Del Diablo to remake the world as he sees. Likely with the eye.
That is incredibly misguided.
Yeah.
And what do you know of this individual? clearly they must have been powerful if they were able to take out Ranger Prime. I believe he's a very influential and powerful.
Yes, the strongest Henshin. All we know is his name is the Tyrant. And, well, as you said, he is very strong. I'm trying to remember, because is that all Passion knows about the Tyrant, or?
He was a big suit of armor with an eyeball in the middle, right? I keep mixing the two. I keep mixing the two.
Yeah, so he is the very tall figure in golden plate mail.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like a halo and wings.
Halo and wings. Okay.
Passional,
yeah, the one with the eyeball is a Oh yeah, you do have it.
Passion drew pretty much everything.
A crimson suit of armor with the eyeball in the center of the chest and a crown where a head would be, and that is
that's the Del Diablo guy.
Yeah, that's Messiah,
mm-hmm.
the head of the lords and ladies, or the eldest.
Yes, the Passion will pull a drawing of the character of the Tyrant.
All right. Do you mind if we make some copies of these? These might be
Go ahead.
helpful for. Aaron, if you would, and the secretary comes in and takes a handful of the things and carts them off. You said that there's that this organization is larger than this Tyrant. What do you know about any of the others?
Well, I've met two of the heads, what I'd call them.
Really?
Yes. Well,
is this including the Anarchist, or
not including the Anarchist?
Oh boy, you've been busy.
One is what was his name again? I can't remember his name. I just wanted my brain.
The Predator or the Proselytizer?
My brain goes to asshole.
Marco. David.
Marco, or as I think he put it, the Predator. He was the one who put the bounty on the Anarchist, actually, and we met him when picking up the thing, which he then locked us in a different dimensional thing that he keeps monsters he's hunted, and then we had to escape from that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's confusing. He both tried to kill us, but also was a test to see for later, which worries me.
And he did pay us, too.
He did pay us, and he has.
So either he's working against things, or they have a bigger plan than we understand.
Passionately. And that's where the confusing part, because both the other members of the Circle of Night have helped us.
How did the other member help you?
She's the one who brought me back to life.
This time it's me who froze.
Yeah.
So, my best guess is either they have something at play here that's much larger than the group of you, and you are pawns in this. Or perhaps this group isn't entirely united in their goals.
Maybe they were using us to get rid of the Anarchist.
I mean, that's very likely, considering what happened to the Anarchist at the end of the fight after I died.
You think they were the second shooter?
It would make sense. What else? How many other shooters would there have been? Right? So they must have known about that.
Fair. It would make sense if they're not exactly working together, that they might turn on each other the second. And if he had set off that deadman switch, undoubtedly the sniper would have gone with them, even if they were quite a ways away.
Sorry to ask this, but what all is in this room, furniture-wise? Is there anything up high, like a big closet, external closet or anything?
There's like a so there's the one glass wall. The conference room has like these sort of velvety computer like rolly chairs, a large oak desk, and then a couple of like potted plants in the corners, and then the one wall has like a credenza sort of thing that has all kinds of different like letterhead and like a conference phone and different stuff on it.
Okay. Gruk Dog Bird goes over to one of the big rolly chairs and just hops up in it and curls up. Real important stuff, I know, but sorry.
Is this Gruk?
Ears pop up, looks up and looks over at her and nods.
Hello, how are you?
The shoulders shrug, if that's possible.
So, you've now met the Predator, and then the individual who raised you. That was a high-level spell, was it not? She must be a powerful...
Yes.
Priest?
She runs... what's the name of the church again? Church of the One?
Church of the One.
And Rosa
She's the head
Gallica.
of the Church of the One.
She's a cult leader in like a big town that has a lot of power there.
We've seen
And I'm sure you can even...
evangelists of hers in the city.
Passion internally. Yes, we know. We've been attacked by them. And, I mean, I'm sure you can probably feel it, but I don't have corruption anymore. From
I
that.
do. And that is very, very strange.
She, from what we read, she has power over corruption.
So then I wonder if she's this tyrant's key to whatever it is his plans for our city are.
Maybe. Passion kind of sighs a little because she knows how dumb this is going to sound. I'm going to try and contact her. See if I can set up a meeting. If she didn't kill me before, what's the point in her killing me now?
I agree. I find it very risky, but sometimes we're called on to take risks for the betterment of others. I do recommend that you have a escape plan, considering I sincerely doubt this individual is going to let you go again, now that you know who she is and who she works for.
Yes, but I mean, and she'll just kind of, I think between our group, we have enough magic to get us out. Point and look at Scotty and Demona both having ways to teleport us out of there. And also, Plan C always emerges. Passion just fucks off with the fucking Henshin teleport.
You guys are on your own. Bye, bitches.
See ya, fuckers. I've already died twice. I'm not doing it again.
Oh, that'd be mean.
I mean,
Henshin don't count. They can't teleport.
It'd be the meanest. It'd be the most backstabbiest way to fuck off with just Tomo and Passion just teleporting back to H.
Well, then we did a cool.
Gruk wouldn't blame you.
I mean, I'm sure our group already has this kind of rough thing of like, we won't try and abandon you, but we know you can handle yourself if shit comes to shit. Our group knows that we can handle ourselves pretty damn well.
We've definitely seen that, and that's the reason why I trust your judgment in this. And
honestly, I feel I need to find out why she brought me back. It bothers me. She just kind of, I don't like being used for other people's gain.
From the small amount of information that we've gathered, I have the feeling that this group of people have been making this plan and using people for a very long time.
Yes.
There is...
So we're sure all the info dump was true, right?
I would trust that the Ranger Prime wouldn't make up stuff about something this important.
Nobody got to it and changed anything, or added or subtracted.
I highly doubt that, considering he managed to the amount of information he managed to get out.
So, for what it's worth, a lot of the information that Yost dumped, it was like literal evidence, like original records and things. It wasn't fully compiled. The reason that we have this like document that I made for you guys is
it's
the
because
professor
of a professor
that works with Vaccine Crew made a algorithm that like gathers all of the information, because it was dumped on the internet everywhere all at once. It wasn't in one universal location. That gathers all of it, checks it against other things to like fact check it, and then puts whatever is the most reliable information that you guys have seen so far into this document.
And also, Passion also probably would offer Susan, if you want, I plan potentially to go back to outside of Del Diablo, and could get some of more of that information to bring back here, if you'd like.
That would be appreciated. I'll be honest, it's a little nerve-wracking not having that connection to you through corruption. But you've died for our city. I trust that you'll come back to us with anything that you think will help.
Ashen just kind of internally kind of like, I not only died for the city, but I also have saved this city twice over by talking about the whole world out of fucking starting a war against this city.
She says, I know that it's not exactly your cup of tea per se for the group of you, but we've also... Tensions are stirring. I know that you did what you could, Passion, to ensure that the rest of Radix knows that we did not perpetrate this attack. However, we're getting reports that there are frays being opened up outside the borders of the city and further out even as well. I fear that this individual who has control over corruption perhaps is using it to spread corruption, and where there's corruption there's chaos, and the rest of the world doesn't exactly know how to handle that well.
I'm very aware of that.
So and at that point her assistant comes back in and hands her the papers, and she starts flipping through them and hands you the originals back. So, what is your plan next? You're going to go speak with this proselytizer?
After the parade.
Of course. And after, hopefully after Demona's induction to the hierarchy. I know she's not here today, but she probably has many, many things going on with her new guild.
Yes. And I also have to set up that appointment as well, so that should not be as hard, all that hard.
Well, I imagine...
I love that no one's like, wait, how are you going to find that easy? And it's Passion just like, I have a contact on the inside.
I imagine she'll want to talk to you. She brought you back to life for some reason.
And I did help some of her members of her church escape the attack that happened there.
Yeah, we saved their whole city, sort of. From somebody. Do you think that whole thing was a setup?
I
Gruk
don't know.
Gruk's ears perk up. He looks up and nods at Cerberus.
I don't know. It seems questionable to do something like that to your own to your own people, but
Her group is the one who blew up half of this city, though. I wouldn't put anything past a political person like that.
maybe,
It's all image
but
for them.
if they're looking for image, then escaping from the city when you couldn't defend it seems like a poor image.
Didn't they defend it, though? I thought...
We defended it with the help of the city guards. They kind of defended, but I think, if I remember properly, they did use the time to escape, right?
Yeah, so most of the people in the temple were like low-level acolytes. They don't really have... There weren't a military church. So most of them did escape with the civilians. However, Helena, the head of the church, fought side by side with you and the other Henshin, as well as right beside an angel, apparently.
Mm-hmm. She summoned an angel.
Yeah. So, like, several of the more powerful clerics in the church stayed to fight, but all of the lower level ones took off to protect the citizens because...
Yeah. I don't think that's something that... I don't know. Something tells me that's not what their plan was.
We never found out who attacked them, did we? It was just a bunch of people...
It was a bunch of strange people and a corrupted monster.
Somebody was controlling them. Surely.
Gruk's going to hop down from the chair, and he's going to trot over to the glass windows. And then he's going to walk straight into them.
Ashen's just like, I don't think they had as much control of them as much as they could summon them.
Somebody was ordering that attack.
I mean, yes, someone was ordering the attack, but I don't think they were in control of the creatures themselves.
I'm worried about who ordered it. I don't know if it was the Circle of Night or if there's a third group that's doing stuff, which seems unlikely.
Sorry, I should correct myself. When I walk into the glass, I'm walking into the mirror thing.
Mm.
I think we all assume that.
Okay.
Yeah, into the reflection.
I thought it was just like, because I'm half crow, just bonk into the window.
That's much funnier. But no, I knew where you were going.
Yeah, I knew what you meant too.
I'm doing that more.
Oh, God.
He doesn't stay there for very long.
Just imagining
He's just making sure there's like no spies or something.
The like Shiba Inu face just leaning on the glass door.
Yeah, with the snout like the husky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Susan says, for what it's worth, it's magic that hasn't been used in quite a while. There are ancient spells that talk about ways to open phrase, smaller versions of the rift. That may be what they've gained access to. I believe Curious Sage has a spell book that details that.
I'll have to look that up later.
I want to say that you guys have actually seen that spell book.
We did find one early on that had a bunch of weird stuff in it. I don't know if we could understand.
It was in there.
It wasn't that time-traveling doctor guy that messing with us that one time that did it. Do you think he's behind the people who have the ancient spells?
I don't think so.
I don't trust him. People with time travel, you can never tell what they're doing or why.
Or when.
Time travel?
Exactly.
We met a horomancer.
They're exceptionally rare. Time magic hasn't been commonly used in quite a bit. Then again, time traveler.
Mm-hmm.
He
didn't seem bad at the time.
What has he been asking you to do?
Unintended?
No, I never intend to pun.
He was the one who made us aware of the
treaty.
The treaty.
He gave us a treaty that we were able to copy some.
He wanted us to
disseminate
that to everybody. Actually, speaking of that, would we be able to work something out to get that disseminated to more people? You have resources to do that.
Parades are good for dropping flyers. We could launch flyers over everyone we go by in the parade that just has the treaty on it with no context.
Well,
I think having it Having
That would
some
be okay.
context to it might make it better.
Yeah, maybe. I'll leave
We
that
can
to you.
definitely do that. I do think it might also be beneficial to spread this outside of the city
Yes.
limits as well.
I plan to do that during my next visit to Redami.
Yeah, we should make sure we bring a big stack of flyers every time we leave town and just leave them around.
I'm just gonna get someone in Redami to publish this. That'll be a lot easier than us just handfuls of flyers.
That's a good plan. Can I be in the publishing business?
Do you want to live in Redami?
For
No,
what it's
but I mean
worth-
like invest. I just want to get a piece of that.
For
I'm
what
sure
it's
it'll
worth, I
sell
will
for-
say, Passion, from trial and error, you have figured out that it's the actual like physical writing of writing it by hand, which is what does it.
Mhm.
It's almost less of like putting of like writing words on paper and more of like writing the runes of a magical spell.
Yeah.
Which is why it can be read in any language that you speak, regardless of whether you speak languages or not.
Also, during
It's
this,
the physical pen to paper thing that does it. So making a copy won't really work.
yeah, but getting a company to do something like that would be very not that hard. And during this, Passion will pull out her phone and just put out a thing onto is our Meeper or whatever.
Just like Fiverr. Can I get 25,000 people?
No, just what did we name our version of Twitter? Was it?
I think it was Meeper.
And just put
Yeah,
out.
it was Meeper.
I'm more or less. I'm looking for someone to put out this document. Everything needs to be handwritten.
Maybe we can find a Columnancer to like make a bunch of constructs to write it out, or robots, or printing press.
I don't think printing press would be writing it out.
Might be a good
Either way, I'm sure we can make this happen.
I put out a thing onto Redami. I'll get a bunch of replies. Don't worry.
We should make the kids in the public schools do it.
That sounds like a poor idea.
No, they're always writing stuff and being forced to read the same books and write the same reports. Why not make them do something useful?
They're learning. Let's not do that. Last thing I want to be associated with is child labor.
It's homework. It's not labor. It's homework.
Child labor. Don't.
It's teaching them how to write. It's like, write the sentence out so you get what all the letters are. Whatever kids.
It's childhood labor. I'm not going to be assigning my image to that. Unlike you guys, I have an image to keep up.
I don't think I want you in my guild anymore. That's not the kind of R&D I was talking about.
This is no different than like a book report.
It's very different.
Yeah, just go.
I'm sorry, it's not working out. Good luck in your future endeavors.
So,
You'll all pay.
you have a Horomancer who seemingly is on your side.
As far as we can tell, yes.
He hasn't checked in with us in a while.
Maybe he got lost track of time. That's Bert and Cat there.
So, who would you say would be we should be watching out for of these? And she like spreads them out, and she says, also, I noticed that there are more individuals here than you've mentioned.
Yes, I've only met
This one
the two.
is very clearly a mind flayer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright, that's interesting.
I think the reality hacker would be the next big problem.
I think the other group has that settled.
Maybe.
The other group have an interest in going after the reality hacker, so
Okay.
Cue Avengers Assemble, where both parties are together fighting the reality hack.
Cat, no, not happening.
And Cat like this.
Cat,
the
like,
whole
nope, I will
session.
find a way to make sure you guys never get to be back together again.
For the whole 4-hour
Well,
session,
you
that will
guys
last 2
got
rounds.
PCC facility again.
Hey, you guys magically get reality transported to somewhere else. Oops. I think are the one we need to worry about the most. I think, what were the other ones? I can't remember.
So it's the Anarchist, who's been taken care of. The Collective, who is the Illithid. The Predator. The Proselytizer, who is the Priestess. The Reality Hacker, and the Tyrant.
Are there any other reflective surfaces in this room besides the windows?
In the curio cabinet, there are some of the upper cabinets have glass in them.
Okay. Does anyone?
And then the door that leads into this room has frosted glass all in the window. So you can't see through it, but there might be a very faint reflection on the top layer of the glass.
Okay, so here's my problem that I didn't think of beforehand. When I go into the mirrorverse, it's fine. But when I go out, I always shatter whatever it is.
Oh no.
And I don't want to shatter.
Do we know that?
No. I never told you, so I don't think you would.
We've seen
anybody...
You've seen me do it, but it was through a broken mirror. They're already shards of broken mirror.
Yeah.
I'll say you can choose to not break it.
Okay, I come through the frosted door, I guess.
Because now that I think about it, if that's the truth, then any Shatterling's lair that you walk into, all of their mirrors would always be broken, or else that implies that they've never been into the mirrors within their own lair. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say that you can choose to not do that.
Yeah, I think in terms of ones we need to worry about.
The boon for shattering it would be you do more claw attack damage or whatever. I think that's why they do it. So that makes a lot more sense to choose not to. So anyway, Gruk comes out and he's not dog form anymore. I was just making sure. I was just making sure no one was watching us. We ran into Shatterlanes before, and they could be spying on us for all we know.
I appreciate it. This reality hacker that you mentioned, why do you think they're a great threat?
They are really good at manipulating. As far as what we read on them, they are really great at manipulating code, and are really master hackers.
Wasn't she the one that was the closest working with the Anarchists as well, and the only one who hasn't actively helped us in some way?
I mean, the Collective has also not helped us at all.
We haven't encountered him at all, as far as I remember.
I mean, we as a group haven't. We as players have. Me and you, Luke, have. I know.
You don't know that.
I know that out of character.
But we, as the group, we only know him from the documents.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think our main focus should be the I can never remember the title because these titles are hard for me to remember. The lady that resurrected Passion.
Proselytizer.
The proselytizer.
Proselytizer, yeah.
Holy Mother Helena.
She might be the biggest concern, because if she gets enough followers, especially here in Del Diablo, that might turn against you in the long run.
Also, her control over corrupt.
Yes.
It is a strong, growing cult in the city.
Though
not
another
an exceptionally religious city aside from corruption druids, but they're very good with PR. They've been doing a lot of charity in and outside the city.
It actually gives me an idea.
Mm-hmm.
No?
No, I wouldn't be very good at that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Believe in yourself.
What?
I was just... No, I believe in myself. I'm just saying I'm probably not the best person for this kind of job, and everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. I was saying I could maybe try to join them and spy on them from the inside, but I think I'd be figured out sooner rather than later.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're very bad at that.
We already have that covered.
Oh, excellent.
When I was brought back, I met a Henshin who is there undercover.
You should contact that person.
That's who I plan to contact for getting a meeting.
If the proselytizer fled Rose Gallica, do we know where she went?
Was there anything mentioned about that, Kat?
The last time you saw her, they were still in the city. you guys had basically fought off that invading force, and they retreated. So she was still in the city.
Yeah, she's still in the city, but yeah,
The city of Mir.
It's where she would return because it's where the largest cathedral
Churches.
to her
Yeah.
god is.
But yeah, in terms of other threats, she kind of just, I'm not so sure about the Predator.
You mentioned Fringe as being opened outside of Del Diablo.
Yes.
What's the cause for that? Any idea of who in the circle, if any?
All right. Suspected spam, so I'm going to just know it. In terms of people who could, I don't know.
So I think Cyberus and I, since we're studying that kind of stuff, we should try to find a way where we can close them, at least the smaller ones.
Oh, the phrase, yeah. We should look that up.
Or at least
I'll
be able to
say,
seal them off safely.
Maybe open our own.
That's not.
It may be part of the process of learning.
Cyberus and Gruk, you both can make intelligence checks because I believe you both have encountered this.
Arcana?
Yeah, Arcana actually. Yeah, Arcana makes sense.
Holy crap! Okay, that was good. Let's see. Oh, damn, that
Not
sucks.
sure.
23.
Okay, I'll say Gruk. The more that you're thinking about it, you're remembering. You had kind of lost track because so much happened that day, but the first day you were in the Arachnid library and you learned to read, one of the books that a couple of the books that you found, one of them was a book of spells from other worlds, and that's where Cyberus learned his, the Grandma's Cookies spell.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that was called Spells of the Hierarchs that had spells that deal with corruption specifically. You remember what it looks like. You maybe don't remember the exact spells, but you know that most of them could be cast by druids and De-Fraggers at least.
Okay, so I know you just sent us the link for them.
I did, yes. I'll say effectively, like, you know that there was a spell in there that could change a creature's corruption, like what effect it has.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that could open a fray, and there was another one that talked about going to the other side, like to Dark Radix.
Mm-hmm.
But you wouldn't know exactly how to do them until you saw the spells again.
Are there any plants in the library?
Yes, actually. You did specifically ask, and I said there were.
I got research to do. And I used Druidcraft to make the tiniest little plant, and I transport through it.
I think there are potted plants in the room.
Okay,
that you guys
yeah,
are
I
in,
just go over to the potted plant, and I touch the leaf, and just shook, and I'm in the library.
Okay.
Free entrance select. Would it help if one of us carried a plant around at all times?
Sorry, the hypocrisy here, where I'm like, no, we should all travel together, not be alone. And I
immediately teleport.
Our
Sorry.
library is the safest place.
Sorry. Yeah, true, actually, yeah.
To be fair, you are literally in the body of one of the most powerful creatures in the city, so...
I don't think you're going to get hurt there.
Well, not by anything outside.
Well, yeah. There's going to be mental and...
Suddenly, the tyrant's, like, right there. Hello, Gruk. Oh, shit! Anyway, you guys go ahead.
Here.
You appear in the library, Gruk, sort of step out of one of the plants, and I can't believe I keep forgetting to write this down.
I like to think they just have like a convenient little, you know, like how sometimes there's that little island and they got like bench seats around it, and it's got vegetation, and like one of them's like a palm tree or something.
Sure, yes. The library is incredibly strange. It has all manner of anything you can imagine in here, basically.
Now I can teleport to Susan's office. Damn it. Too much power. Anyway.
Well, at least to her conference room, but yes.
And that might not be a two-way. I might not be able to go in, but I could go out.
Yeah.
Whatever, anyway.
So, you find yourself here now.
Mm-hmm. 50 men with guns point them at me.
Okay. One of the librarians sort of wanders over to you and just sort of looks at you. They're, I believe, robed creatures that sort of hover a few inches off the ground.
Oh, hello. I was looking for a spell covered in protective glyphs and warnings about dangerous spells. Something about the Hierarchs?
It sort of points over to a... points over to this very ancient-ass looking computer. And you remember the last time you were here that the easiest way to find things is to use the computers to sort of navigate the maze that is this place.
So they were like, fuck that, you do it. Got it.
The librarians mostly move the books. They don't really talk.
Yeah. I'm just being an ass. I croak back a thank you in Trog, so I'm just kind of like, "Rrr." And then I'm like, oh, sorry, thank you. And then I go over to the computer.
Okay.
And Gruk would definitely be typing like this.
Oh, of course, yes, naturally. You pull up the area, and you actually recognize some of them have like rough maps, and you can actually see it's very strange. Some of them are like genuinely hand drawn and look like they were like scanned in. And you recognize the one area of a place that you've been to before. You make your way down that aisle and to the area where these books are held. And the book that you find is absolutely ancient and looks like it's falling apart. Most of it is gone and you can't really decipher it. However, you can manage to read the 3 spells that are at the top of this document that I sent you.
Can I use Druidcraft to add little tiny vines into the spine to help restructure it? Or what's left of it?
Sure. Yeah, I'll say you can do that.
It'll be some kind of corruption plant, just to match the theme. It would be whatever plant I think would match the theme of the binding the best.
Okay. There's one that has it's like a gnarled green, or sorry, gnarled brown vine that distinctly smells of something very, very sweet, almost like cotton candy. But it at least matches the coloring. Maybe not the aesthetic so much.
Okay. And I study those 3 spells then.
Okay.
While I'm here.
I will say that given about an hour for each, you can prepare those after your next long rest.
Oh wow, cool. Okay. I am down with that sickness.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, actually,
should be like an hour per level at least.
Yeah, I'll say an hour per level.
We can't check out books in here, I recall.
You cannot.
You know, the notes on the spell says that if Fragger's cure corruption ability can close the fray.
You can, however, make a copy of the spell. You can pay to make a copy of the spell. I remember that.
Oh, that's right. You can do that.
Because we did that for multiple things.
I think it was like 10 gold per page or something like that. And something like that would allow, like, Demona to learn one of these, or Cyberus to learn one of them.
What, it would probably be around noon or something at this point, because the meeting started at 11.
Yeah, probably like noon or 1 o'clock, something like that.
And there's 2 5th level spells and a 3rd level spell. Nah, no, Gruk's gonna go pull a college all-nighter, and he's gonna come back super late at night, and he's gonna have all 3.
Did you want to get copies so that the others can learn them as well, or just scribe scrolls for them?
If they want them, I'll give it to them later. Or tell them where they can get it.
Okay.
Gruk doesn't like writing things.
Sadly, none of them are rituals, so Passion can't just get those.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, but isn't there, like, you're not allowed to get them past a certain level, but it's half your level. So at your highest level, you can have 9th level rituals if they existed. Yeah, none of these are rituals. So that's what Gruk's doing. Anything else that Passion and Cyberus are filling Susan in on?
Yeah, does she know anything about a Tear of the Neverborn or how to use it?
I don't know that I've ever heard of a Neverborn. The Curious Sage may be able to help if you haven't already asked him.
Right. Yeah, we're checking in there. I was just wondering if you knew also. He didn't know much about it yet either. We were looking into old books to see if there's ever been a use for it, because it's so rare, nobody knows about it.
Well, there are certainly... The Arachnid Library is one source. There are other, like, extremely old libraries in Del Diablo and in the world that may be of use. I can certainly see about asking around, see if I can point you in some of their directions.
Well, that would be useful, because this item is so powerful, we imagine, that it might be of incredible value at some point if we need to do something impressive. I'm speaking vaguely because we have no idea.
Incredibly vague.
Yeah. Well,
very vague.
I guess I could explain what the Neverborn appeared to be when we visited it. See if that rings any bells, and say that it came from that.
Sure.
It was given freely.
Okay.
I'm guessing it lets you rewrite reality in some way.
Where did you get this?
The other side. Dark web.
Internet.
I get that reference, Scotty.
From Dark Radix, presumably, then, yes?
Yeah, we went to a crazy corruption world and ran into this Neverborn. Seemed to be judging the souls of the living and dead, or something. I think it's something beyond even the eye in age and power.
So through the eye on the other side is sometimes called the Underverse. It's an area that's kind of the antithesis to everything that makes up Radix. There's a reason that corruption unmakes people that aren't within the wards. Presumably, you encountered a very, very powerful creature there. This Neverborn. So, on the other side of the rift is, on our side would be Dark Radix. It's, the sort of corrupted mirror of our world. The virtual world, the internet, as you would, it has a mirror there too called fragmentation. What's beyond that is called the dark web, and it is so strange and alien to what it is to natives of Radix, that to go there is undoubtedly death. That's where the rift goes to. Only 9 people that have ever gone into the dark web have ever returned.
Yes, I'm aware of that story.
Yeah.
So,
Dark Radix isn't quite as dangerous. Though I would be very, very cautious going there often.
it doesn't seem like the kind of place you want to go with often.
We got
One
special
visit was
soup.
enough.
What was that?
You never actually went, Passion. You could go next time.
I have been there before. And I died.
Oh. Well, you could go alive. It might be better.
I'd prefer to not go there.
She said it's long been theorized, yes, that's where the souls of those that die from corruption go to, or that die while corrupted.
Well, that makes sense why I got sent there when I was killed.
So, I believe I have a parade to plan.
Yes.
Demona is planning on doing security for it, so at least we know that that's taken care of. Presumably Mr. Gruk is off trying to learn more about these frays and who might be causing them.
I'd assume so.
Yeah, usually.
And then I suppose the two of you, your next plan is to communicate with this proselytizer then?
Yeah, that's my plan. Communicate to the proselytizer, communicate with some people in Redami to get the treaty out there. And that sounds about it.
Very well.
Good luck, and we'll see you at the parade.
Absolutely. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Is there going to be a
And
rehearsal of any kind?
There is a rehearsal the evening before, around like 5 or 6 or so. It's not going to be quite as elaborate, of course, but there will be. You're welcome to attend if you would like. And obviously, if any of you are doing any performances, honestly, I don't really handle all that. I've left that mostly up to Panache, but
Yes, we talked with him.
absolutely. All right.
All right.
Well, have a
And
good day,
you
and
as well.
I'll see you then.
I leave a nod
And she
stand
shakes
up.
your hands as you guys head out.
And yeah, guess we'll start heading home.
Mm-hmm.
The two of us now. Is Gruk?
Well, Gruk flew here on his own.
Gruk was with us the entire time.
Oh, he just had wings and didn't
He
use
just
them. That's,
flew. He just
Yeah.
probably flew with us.
he knows what he's
Um,
doing.
Again, Gruk was the one who recommended us not split up. Despite what he's doing now, he was the one who said
Yeah.
we should not split up.
He was indeed, yes, he was.
But yeah, so, and on the way back, Passion's going to send a message to Jan's character,
Kendra.
Kendra. That's right, Kendra. And ask, is there a way to contact the church right now, or using official means? Because more or less, I don't want you to get in trouble, get discovered. You know what I mean?
To like talk to them without.
More or less, she wants. She'd probably even say like, I want to set up a meeting with. My brain wants to say proselytizer, but that's not her name because Mother Helena, Holy Mother Helena. Is there a way I can do that? Would probably be the quickest way to write it.
She'll say, we can probably arrange that. She might be a little. Actually,
Excuse me.
fuck this. Vex, roll a d20 for me. I don't want to trust this to my dice rolls.
That is a 19.
Okay. She would respond and say, We can probably do that, but let's meet up at Henshin Command where we know a connection is secure.
Just a thumbs up emoji. And I say I'll be there. I plan to be there anyways soon, or at some point. When's best for you?
She'll arrange sometime.
Yeah. Some vague time in the near future. Because, I mean, Passion's setting up a bunch of appointments in Red Ami now,
yeah.
so...
And it also doesn't take a ton of time. Basically, you just kind of give them a call and they beam you up, Scotty.
Yeah. She also will, while walking, pretty much, like, while her rest are getting back, just on her phone constantly. She's also trying to find someone to disseminate the treaty.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you can do that fairly easily.
All right. More or less saying, like, yep, I can meet here to give you all the material you'll need, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably again at the Henshin HQ. Like, just say you're waiting for Passion, and she'll make sure to send a message to HQ saying, "Hey, I'm looking to meet this person at this time here for this thing. Mm-hmm. Let them in, and I'll meet them."
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they know Kendra.
Yeah. Well, not just Kendra too, but also for the GAT person, whoever for the dissemination, like for the print.
Oh yes.
Because that's also important.
Yeah. Ranger Command has the main tower has like the offices for the Henshin, and then they also have like government offices at the top where the Parliament meets. And then like places that you can rent out as well. So it's not that uncommon to have like normal businesses there as well. Yeah, she'll
say like, I'd like a thing for this time, business, set up a time that she can use on a space.
Rent the conference room.
I mean, I assume she'd get that for free. Henshin business.
Well, yeah, but you got to book it. Make sure it's not a double booked.
It's a write-off. just signs Henshin business.
Reason, because I want to.
Reason, passion.
Sexy.
Just autographs it. That's it. That's a reason.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys would like to do before you meet back up that evening with Gruk, who now has a handful of new spells?
I have to make the joke, Kat. Hey, all those autographs are going to become really, 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 really expensive when she dies the third time.
Spent all that gold just to bring you back, just to kill you again.
I mean, let's be honest, would track. Considering how often I try getting I get Passion to get into shit. She's really good at getting into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And no, aside from that, just head back to our home.
Okay. When you guys make it back, Seth is sort of at the he's in the living room playing video games with Squirrely. Oh, hey, how'd it go? Nobody headbutted any lords or ladies, right?
Onyx wasn't with us, so no.
Not when we were there.
Well,
we don't know where Gruk went. He disappeared. He could have gone to some other one.
Didn't we just talk about not like splitting up or something?
No,
he just mentioned that. Yes.
We think he went to the library, the safest place in town.
Well,
and the coolest.
Didn't you guys also read a book there that made your nose bleed?
I didn't.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Is it because of the nosebleed?
Wouldn't say.
From the brain damage.
From the brain damage. From the brain damage. From the brain damage.
So, any idea what you guys' plan is now?
Well, I've got a whole load of plans for the next few days after the next few days, including the parade. Aside from that,
I made lasagna. It's in the fridge.
Sweet. Passion goes and gets herself a plate.
I'll say by this time, some time has passed. If there's anything you guys want to do, in the meantime, and Gruk, you make your way back, and see Squirrely and Seth sitting on the couch playing video games, and Passion is digging into lasagna.
Okay, Gruk's pretty tired at this point, so he just goes to bed.
You should eat something.
He just spent 11 hours studying spells, so.
You just spent 11 hours cramming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he just, like, casts Good Barrier real quick, eats one, does a little dance, does the melted stone, and he goes to bed.
I'm just imagining, just like so bored doing this stuff for a ritual and just popping good berries. It's so fucking ridiculous. D&D wizards are weird. I'm not even a wizard.
Tingle. All I just picture is the Tingle dance.
Oh, I think of the dudes in Dark Souls 1 with the tridents.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They got a very specific dance.
It's
Anyway.
great.
So, let's see. What was Demona planning on doing that day? Saege, if anything else. Does she want to meet with some R&D people or just oversee the general basics?
Effectively, the general basis. More often than not, she's probably going to spend her time in that VIP section of the club,
Mm-hmm.
managing and planning, coordinating. Said it again, damn it. Just back and forth with everybody, since it's easy to reach her by text, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's most likely how she'd coordinate any high level guild business.
Okay. So I'll say that you guys make your way to your long rest, having spoke with Susan, made something of a plan for going forward, learned a few new spells, and made the arrangements for the parade. And I believe that the parade would be tomorrow, if my timing is correct. Does that sound right to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So, for once, I'm actually going to say we can end on time.
I just thought of one thing.
Yes.
Gruk would the next day, I guess, head to the club the Demona's at, and ask, how secure is the base?
I'm sorry, I was distracted. What was the question?
How secure is the base for this organization?
It's a military guild.
Okay.
It's extremely
So if
secure.
I was going to want to store something very valuable and very powerful, maybe not here.
Considering foot traffic, no. A vault would be a better idea.
You do know that there are many banks in the city that are owned by different members within the hierarchy.
Well, it's less of having it in a vault and not touching it. It's more of I'm going to work on the Neverborn tier and creating it into a staff, but it'll take time, lots of time, and lots of money that I don't currently have. But I will be getting on a monthly basis. I was wondering if I could set up a permanent spot somewhere, where Cyberus and I could do research on corruption, and I could work on this staff.
Well, there's a lab at the club area.
Yes, I believe R&D can set up a station.
That sounds good. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Just wanted to.
Okay.
And Kat, since we're ending, Passion will read the message.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Message. Oh, what message? I can read now.
No way in hell you guys are seeing this. She's doing this in the privacy of her room with the door locked.
You read for 11 hours yesterday. You can take a day off.
A tiny little Gruk flies on the pot plant. I'm kidding.
Trying to find the message you sent her.
Just send it to you in the Discord.
Yeah, I see it here. The response is, you don't have to say sorry for anything. And then it's sort of just, you don't have to say sorry for anything, and then a break. I just did what I thought was best, but I do want to talk to you and see how things are going, if you're safe, if you need help. Am I safe? No, I am not.
Do you need help? I have needed help since I was born, pretty much. I am a mental wreck. Passion will just, and is she gonna say it anymore?
Just that.
Yeah, she'll pass us right back. I'll be at the Henshin HQ on this day for some meetings. I'll meet you then.
Okay. And we'll pick up there next time with the parade, and then maybe with going to Henshin HQ for all of this other stuff. And maybe talk to the proselytizer.
You know, us, don't go separate. Passion, I'm about to go to fucking Radami, see y'all. Granted, that place is even safer than the spider.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That's not where Yost was, and he got brain
No,
jacked.
that wasn't.
No, he was somewhere else.
Same city, but different building. So, unless there's anything else you guys would like to do, I will say we'll go around and do plugs. Luke, you got anything?
I do not.
Okay. Vex, how about you?
Well, you can find me on my Twitter at VexiHexy, which is underneath my name. You can also find me every other Thursday on my channel with Scotty, Callie, Aya, Kat, Kev, pretty much everybody on this channel, who's like a bunch of people who are on this channel, where we play Saffron Academy, a bubblegum shoe based magical school. It's chaos, it's amazing. I think Scotty plays the most snobby of elves ever. I play a disaster lesbian.
I'm trying to remember what I referred to him as.
I don't remember. The snobbiest of elves is my brain for him.
If you're all British, you could have called him a tart.
Yes. Nah, no, tart's a different one.
Yeah.
That's a different term.
Yeah, tart's like dumb, I guess, right?
No. Tart is whore, pretty much.
And crap.
Oh yeah, okay, so I guess that wouldn't work. Oh.
He's pompous. That's what he is.
Stick up the ass.
He's got so much of a stick up his ass, it's coming out the other side. Also, I'm not sure when I think next week, next Sunday, our Masks game is going again, because we had to take a break from last week due to sleep issues, and this week because of scheduling issues. We'll be back with the other game on my channel, Starfall Academy. Both S's, both academies, both are amazing. Where we play Masks, a superhero RPG with Hera as the GM and me playing a character in that. She is a mess, and I love her. She got thrown through a building's floor, and then smashed through the other half of it to attack someone. So it was a pretty great session. It ended with us one of our members almost destroying a building when she lost control of her powers. So tune in next session to see the after effects of our first training session. It'll be interesting. And you can find me at Fractured Moon D&D for that. It's in the friends thing, first one on Scotty's list. That's it for me.
I'll go next, unless anybody else has anything else. My next game is actually run by Scotty, so I'll let him talk about that. But let's see, what else after that? I finally maybe know how to use all of the products on my computer, and maybe can actually start like streaming or at least uploading some of the videos that of the games that I play, because I play a lot of them. And hopefully we'll have our Baltimore by Night, which is our Vampire the Masquerade game, up soon, which I talked a little bit about today, and it is ridiculous and I love it. And Luke is in that, as well as Bob and Callie and Aya and our awesome friend Alex. And Kevin is the GM, and it's super cool. And I play a snobby rich girl, and I love her.
And Aya loves capes.
I'm gonna fight her so fucking That's my thing, yeah. Follow me on Twitter, guys. I sometimes post cool shit. Scott, do you want to close this out?
Yeah, so have a lot of shows on here on this channel. If you can follow me on Twitter, or check out my profile on Twitter. The hashtags down below, or what do you call that? It's not a hashtag. I feel like I'm like 50.
Link.
The profile link down below, and it'll have my flow page, which has all of my social media links, including my DM's Guild stuff, which I will be having something on there real soon, hopefully within the next week. And the latest update on that, I actually have a partnership with Aya Golander, who's on a lot of the games on this channel, with a Warlock patron called Connection to All, where pretty much your patron is the power of friendship. And I added 3 new evocations and 3 new spells, all themed around that patron. You don't need that patron for those, but they're there. And 2 of the evocations are based off of the Pact of the Talisman from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So if you want to go check that out, it's on the DM's Guild, and I got a link to it. If you already have it purchased, you can just re-download the new version. You don't need to pay extra. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see you guys this time next week for vaccine game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the week after that for the continuation of this and the parade. Thanks again to Sirenscape, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.